Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we are going to be focusing on one of the special features of the Garden of Eyes mod for Elden Ring, where we will be exploring the brand new storyline and bosses that are related to the Crucible Knights, the Dragoon, Ordovis, the Tree, Siluria, the Seraph, Devonia, and the Fell, Creta, and finally the Titan, Cambria. The Crucible Knights in Elden Ring are memorable, but the mod elevates their story and significance in a very different way. The highlight is the new area, the Council of the Crucible Knights, where each knight is given a distinct narrative and purpose. At the center of this narrative is Commander Cambria, who heroically contained the Deathblight from expanding and spreading around to the Lanedale capital. Your quest as the player is to free the spirits of the 4 Crucible Knight captains, each with their own rich backstory and unique location, which you can find on the 4 thrones that you find in the new area. Each throne will tell you where you can find the knight so that you can challenge them and free their soul. Now for the Ordovis and the Siluria boss, we have completely revamped the boss fight. Now, Elden Ring has a built-in gank management system in the form of team effectivity that allocates scores to each attack, continuously cycling entities through passive and aggressive subphases. The problem with this system is that it does not lend itself to properly curated gank boss fights where every attack matters in terms of both readability and management. And this system is the core reason why most gank fights in Elden Ring consist of one enemy being aggressive while the other being essentially inactive. To tackle this, we disabled the system altogether for this boss fight and instead chose to balance each attack manually. Both bosses now have more clearly active and passive subphases now. When one becomes passive, they will perform their signature transition stomp move, and only one can be in each phase at a time. While passive, both have a highly curated list of moves that should give players ample time to respond, as well as not overlap with their counterparts' moveset. They both have their wings and regular phase 2 attacks enabled at all times now, but carefully controlled to prevent overwhelming the player. This way, new scenarios can be encountered that no players would have seen with the original fight, as there was no incentive to transition both of them to phase 2 at once previously. We believe these changes that we have made have the necessary intent behind them to really make this duo shine. Next is Devonia, and Devonia is fought in the Divine Tower of Caelid, and it has been completely reconstructed. We've changed the skybox to enhance the atmosphere, we have put a grace point at the top as well as a stake of Marika, making the battle against Seraph Devonia even more epic. Devonia utilizes her wings to execute a variety of attacks, including aerial maneuvers and teleportation, which demands quick adaptation and strategic planning from the player to be able to best her. Her signature weapons are dual axes, which she also utilizes in the boss fight, and this boss fight's moveset is very unique as it utilizes a lot of different moves and will give the player a very big challenge when fighting her, but it's also a very intricate fight as there are a lot of ways that you can tackle her. For example, with her flying attacks and the teleportation attacks, she has low poise, so you can stagger her if you are able to hit her during those attacks, so there are a lot of opportunities for the player to actually beat her and victorious against her. And finally, we have Creta, who awaits you at the Grand Lift of Rold. His armor and weapons, charged with the power of the Fell God's Flame, empowers him with the unique flame attacks and incantations. This fight is a test of skill and strategy as players navigate through his diverse and fiery assault. A lot of people think that this boss is very easy or that it's a reskin of the original Crucible Knights, but when you fight him you will know that this is not the case, because the fight was done in a very intricate way, and when you play against him you will see what we mean. And finally, after beating all of the 4 captains, it is time for the climactic battle with Commander Cambria. You need to be careful when fighting Cambria the Blightfallen, because his attacks do death onto you, but this is only the first phase of the boss fight. When you kill him, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, this is what's gonna happen. The battle intensifies when the souls of the Crucible Knights purify the arena, revealing Cambria's true strength as the Titan, in a second, more formidable phase. He utilizes holy attacks and flying attack and all of the arsenal of attacks that the Crucible Knights utilize, but in a much more stronger fashion. Now of course you can wear the armors of all of the aforementioned bosses, that and even much more. There are hundreds and hundreds of new weapons and armors and spells and bosses and areas that are in the Garden of Eyes mod. All of this is now available in the Garden of Eyes mod, which is now available on early access on our Patreon, which you can check out in the description, which you can play now. And there is a lot of stuff that we want to reveal to you, but we're just trying to present them in the best possible way, which are coming very soon. So make sure to subscribe for our channel and make sure to check out our Patreon for this mod and many other mods that you can also get access to. So, hope you all enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye bye.